said he's gonna set my soul, on fire. Got a whole lot of money that's ready to burn.
Hey there guys, this is Angry Viking Man with CZForum.com. We're here at the 2015 SHOT Show. Today we have with us Miss Dani Nickens. She recently got married here in Vegas this year, and congratulations.
Thank you.
She's a sponsored shooter. She, as you can see, she's wearing a team shirt. She has lots of nice sponsors. Why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself and how you came to be involved in shooting and sponsorship?
Okay. I got into all this it's probably been about 3 years now. I've been around guns my whole life, but didn't really take it any further than going out in the yard, with my dad shooting a shotgun. I started getting involved because I saw that there was a need for female instructors in our area. From southern Indiana, we don't have requirements for concealed carry, so nobody really knows what they're doing, and I feel a lot of women won't go seek out help. They feel uncomfortable or intimidated and things like that, so I wanted to create a comfortable environment for them to come out and learn. That kind of progressed into being contacted by some different companies to see if I'd be interested in doing some competition shooting. Wasn't too interested at first. It's scary getting involved in that, especially when it is mostly guys that you're out shooting with. Talked with them, worked out some deals, and here we are 3 years later and running 3-gun action pistol steel challenge, having a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about your company, Diamond Defense. What all kind of classes and things like that do you offer as far as training for women? I know it's more, your actual business is more centered towards women training.
Yeah, when I started it, it was all women only. We meet about once a week for 2 hours, and sometimes we'll go out to dinner or something afterwards, and just comfortable environment for people to ask questions, things like that. We do new shooter classes most of the time, and then we will do private classes, small group classes for more advanced skill levels based on what they're needing. We just ask people go to the Facebook page, or my information's on Facebook also. They can call us in an email if they want to set something up or get our class scheduled.
Okay. That's very good. I'm trying to get my wife into some things. I can't ever get her to go compete with me. Maybe if there was something like that in our area that she would have the confidence to go do that. I would love to see her do that. It's something we could do together and share that. It's a bonding experience for couples and things like that, for them to shoot together and have that fun, because it's very exciting.
It is. I tell people if they go learn individually, and then once they both know what they're doing, go out and shoot together, because that happens a lot of times. They go out together to learn, and it turns into a big arguing match because she's not going to listen to you. So it's just not going to work out. Find a good instructor.
Tell us a little bit about some of your sponsors, like your main sponsors. Devil Dog Arms is one of them, correct?
Yes. Devil Dog Arms built my rifle for 3-gun. They are out of Lake Zurich, Illinois. It's a veteran-owned and operated company. They make some really great products. That rifle that I have shoots flatter than most guns that I've shot, even out trying new products here at SHOT Show. They're just really nice guys, very helpful. They have great customer service. So when it is a smaller company, so when people go and order from them, they're still hands-on the whole time. And if you have questions or issues and you call, and you're going to be speaking to one of the owners to deal with whatever's going on.
You had mentioned earlier when we were talking before the interview about the growth of the women shooters for Devil Dog Arms this year. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, this year we have expanded the team. I believe it includes 6 women now. We may add more to that as the season goes on. I believe we're also forming a men's team, but the women's team is the first one that they wanted to get put together, because it is a huge growth in this industry right now, is women firearm owners, competition shooters, things like that, and it brings awareness to the fact that more women are getting involved, and it promotes their business as well. So,
as a woman, what's your most favorite thing about being a competitive shooter?
I would I would have to say going out there and beating the guys. You know, it's fun. It's interesting when you show up and everybody has these expectations of you're the sweet little girl out there, and you know you look ridiculous walking around with 40 pounds of gear on your belt. Then when you go out and you actually do know what you're doing, it's just rewarding. So I'd say that's probably the best part.
I'd say from a man's standpoint, actually having shot with some other women competitors, it's very refreshing to see a woman get out there and just kick the crap out of some of the guys that talk crap about, you know, especially about the female gender, you know, because you can never really know what you're going to deal with until you actually get in there and do it. Right. Me personally, I always screw up my first shoot. Yeah. You know, the first string is always.
Yeah.
What's your least favorite thing?
I don't really know that I have a least favorite thing. It's just fun. It's great stress relief. It's good exercise. Get you out of the house. You get to practice. Transfers into defensive training. You know, just getting more trigger time and stuff like that. If anything, maybe the traveling and having to be away more than I would like to.
Especially if you have young children.
Yes, and I do. I have a 7-year-old boy. He comes with me as often as he can, but I can't pull him out of school all the time.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I'm not patient enough to homeschool him, so yeah, school's a great break time.
As a competitive shooter, there's a certain amount of training that has to go into that to maintain your skill level and your reaction time and things like that. About how much range time and ammo do you go through on a weekly or monthly basis?
I would say dry fire training is huge. It's very helpful, especially if you're on a budget and you're trying to get into this, trying to get involved. Getting the muscle memory down is a very big part of it. So I would say things that, you know, you can do even in your house after you triple check that your gun's unloaded, and stand and put your gear on and practice your draws, practice your trigger press. As far as actually getting out to the range, not as often as I should. I would say once a week we try to get out and hardcore hit it. We do have land that we can go out to also to shoot. So just kind of whenever we have free time. I try not to make it too structured of a schedule for shooting because I don't want to
take the fun out of it.
Right. I don't want it to become like a job. I still want it to be a good time. So it's still, when we go out, we're training, but we're still trying to have fun.
Yeah. As far as dry fire training goes, have you tried any of the new laser systems or anything like that?
I have. Last year at SHOT, we bought the laser light system with the bullseye reactive target. And it is good. I do like that it shows where your hits are. You can tell if you're pulling, if you're shooting low, shooting high. I like that it comes with a blue gun that does have a trigger that functions correctly, but you can also, it's like a, you know, laser bore sight, so you can also take it out and put it in your actual guns that you do shoot and practice with your real competition guns. So I think it's a good system, especially for people who, like I said, don't want to go out and blow a ton of money going through ammo and range time. You know, if you have 5 minutes, go do a couple of trigger presses and see where your hits are.
And it always seems like everybody that I've talked to says, whenever I ask them, how much do you train or whatever, not enough. Yeah. It's always not enough.
It's always not enough. It will never be enough.
What divisions and types of competitions do you shoot in? I know you do 3-gun. What other things do you do?
Yeah, 3-gun kind of just added that the past season. I've had several surgeries on my knee and my back, so I was a little hesitant to get involved because it is a lot of running. Hasn't been an issue so far, so that's a good thing. Hope to keep that up. But when I first started was NRA Action Pistol and Steel Challenge. I still prefer pistol shooting. I don't know that I'm the best at pistol shooting out of pistol, rifle, shotgun. Probably shotgun would be, you know, the one I'm the most, I do the best in that one, but I still like my pistols. So I try to stick with Action Pistol, Steel Challenge, stuff like that. We have local matches once a week or once a month, and then we also have local IDPA matches. So our steel's not sanctioned, but it's, you know, same ball as
we had spoken before, and you told me that you use an SP01 for competition.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about how you got involved with the CZ line of firearms.
That is a good question. had been running a completely stock Ruger SR 1911, which, you know, is not a wimpy firearm. I like it because it's my carry, so I like to shoot how I train. It just kind of, it made sense. I didn't really think there was a need for me to shoot anything else. And then I actually had an opportunity getting contacted by CZ about running the SP01. Actually, the conversation went something along the lines of, go to the website and tell us what you want. And I was in no way ready to switch to open division at that point. So after reviewing them and looking up, you know, the rules on all the different matches and what I can and can't have on my gun, I had called back and said, I think, you know, SP01, I think that's where we're going to go. And they sent it out to CZ Custom Shop, and they did as much work as they can to still keep me in metallic and production divisions. And it's, I mean, it was a very good decision. I love my CZ now. I like the weight of it. You know, I'm not a polymer fan.
Yeah, the SP01 is 2.4 pounds unloaded, so that mitigates a little bit of the recoil too.
Right.
And especially if you use a lower pound recoil spring, it reduces the muzzle slap whenever it brings you down and off target.
Yeah.
So for quicker follow-up shots, because that's what I use too when I compete.
Right.
However, I did all my gunsmithing on it myself. I installed the competition hammer and resprung it and everything myself.
Yeah.
It was a little bit daunting.
I can
Wouldn't
imagine.
want to do it again.
I can imagine.
What are the matches you're most looking forward to this year that you're going to compete in?
This year, I guess the ones that I'm looking the most forward to is the NRA and Midway Bianchi Cup in Columbia, Missouri in May. It is a great, very professionally run match, and I'll be running either the CZ at that match, or Double Dog has a new 1911 that they just showed off down here in Vegas. So maybe running that, not sure yet. And then also the Brownells ladies only 3-gun. They had their first match last October in Atlanta, and it's the first of its kind to be a women's only 3-gun competition. So this year it was so successful, they're going to run 2 matches this year. So there'll be kind of an East Coast match and a West Coast match.
And then you do get out in the middle.
Yeah, there we go.
Tell us about some of the other firearms related things that you do. I understand you write for several magazines and do some reviews and things like that.
I do. I write for SI Arsenal. It's kind of just a compilation of articles, product reviews, things like that. And they also do have an e-store now with different products in it. And then I also just this month have started writing for NRA. Their different publications, specifically Shooting Sports USA, which is their competitive shooting journal. So we'll be doing some articles from the different matches that we're going to this year, and hopefully those will show up.
It's very cool. What are some of your favorite things to do besides shooting?
I'm just kind of a regular, small, town girl, I guess. I like spending time with my son, spending time with my new husband, spending time with our dogs, and sitting down on the couch. I like watching my trashy reality TV. I can admit it. It's a weakness, but what are you going to do?
We all have our vices.
There we go.
Also, czforum.com also is one of your sponsors, correct?
Yes, that is correct. I found CZ Forum, I guess it's been about 2 years ago now. Had the opportunity to actually meet Richard down in Orlando when I was down there doing some consulting work for Machine Gun America that recently opened down there. And, I feel like you make connections with people. Some of them are just business related and some of them are a little bit more than that. And it definitely was just a good friendship from the beginning. I like that there is a place where you can go and ask questions and find answers, and you don't have to spend 4 hours on Google looking for something specific. So I am, yes, very proud to have CZ Forum on my jersey.
Thank you. We're glad to sponsor you. Congratulations to you and your new husband, Josh.
Thank you.
I hope you guys have every happiness you can imagine. Thank you for sitting down and spending some time with us to talk.
For sure.
And we're looking forward to seeing you out there to compete and the future of shooting as a sport for women is in some very good hands.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, and hope you guys have a good shot show.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
This has been Angry Viking Man and Dani Nickens for czforum.com 2015 SHOT Show. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Have a great day.
Viva Las Vegas!